Hi everyone, welcome to Cooking with Al. Today we're going to make lamingtons. I love lamingtons, they are the best. That buttery cake wrapped in a bit of icing and then rolled in some coconut. They're just so good, and they are actually surprisingly easy to make and better homemade. This is one where I would say don't go cheap, do it from scratch. I grew up on my Auntie Frida making really delicious lamingtons. So I've got a very high bar to try and pass. I would suggest that you take the time to make the cake yourself because they are delicious. All right, let's get cooking.
Just a handful of ingredients, you're going to have the most buttery, delicious cake in no time at all. To your bowl, add your softened butter, caster sugar and vanilla. Beat it with a stand mixer or a hand mixer until it is well combined. At regular intervals, stop the mixer and give the bowl a scrape down. Add the eggs one at a time. Make sure they are fully incorporated after adding each egg before you add the next egg. After adding the last egg, beat the mixture on high for about 30 seconds to incorporate lots of air into the mixture. Once that's done, add half of the flour and half of the milk and mix slowly. Then add the remaining flour and milk and mix again on slow speed to make sure all the mixture is combined. Once that's done, spoon the mixture into the baking tray. Use the back of the spatula to spread the mixture evenly over the entire base of the baking tin. Place the cake into the preheated oven for about 30 minutes. Once it's cooked, allow it to cool on the bench top. And once it's cooled, it's now time to cut the cake into even squares. I start by cutting in the middle first and then making 2 cuts either side of the middle cut to make 6 slices. Then again, I do it on the other orientation, cut in the middle and then 1 cut either side of the middle cut. Using the baking paper, place the whole cake back into the baking tin and pop it in the freezer. Yes, this is my tip. Freeze the cake before you ice it. Otherwise, you end up in a crumbly, horrible mess. Now make the icing. Place the icing sugar, cocoa powder, butter and boiling water into a bowl big enough that you can maneuver a piece of cake when you're icing it. Mix well until it becomes a chocolatey pool of delicious icing. Add your coconut to a large shallow bowl. Using a light touch, use 2 forks to place the piece of cake into the icing and turn it very gently. Place the cake into the coconut and rather than tossing and turning the cake, use the forks to push the coconut up over the sides of the covered cake. Place the iced lamingtons back into the fridge to set for about half an hour.
All right, so my lamingtons are out of the fridge. They've been setting and I'm going to do a taste test. I must say that when I took this cake out of the oven and I saw how thin it was, I was a little worried and I wondered if they were going to be big enough or they were going to be the right Lamington size, but They worked. Actually, by the time you ice them and coconut them, it is actually, if they are too big, you can't actually get your mouth around for a bite. So don't worry if your cake looks a bit flat. That does work. There they are. I'm going to have a little bite. Look at that. Just how lovely and soft that cake is. And it's really buttery, which offsets that really sweet icing on the outside. And the coconut is just so good. They actually do remind me of my childhood, but I really hope you give this one a go, and I really hope you enjoy. Can't help myself. So good.